From this up-close and personal spam with the SMG trying to bait him in. It's a quick peek back with the DBS. Nice knock. Oh, it's really not going well in the overall fight, though. You can see him being able to convert onto these knocks as well, so it's getting messy for both sides.
Got the vector out. Fast fire rate on the side, but a good tag around the edge. But somehow, he absolutely fumbles it. Say Cloud will stay up here. AX and Nongshan Red Force, you maybe get a pick off there, but the speed is slow. It's a slow rollout.
This is certainly a slow setup here as well. Doxy just playing on the edge towards the doorway there. You've got Cyrax in position. If he runs in, baited out by the shots, you should get a quick connection off with the DBS, take him down from the sidelines. It is only 3 of them left, of course, with Henry falling early. Oh, the decision making on it! He had the timing for so long. Doxy gets in, not just with one, but a second follow-up supported by the squad, and that's how they shut them down.
God, you don't clear bridge, you lose a player to bridge, that hampers your chances. In the meantime, yangon Galacticos have been pushing him from the blue, right? Now they're up against Influence Rage, and Myrna sends a wild spray in over towards Diego, who luckily gets the shot around the side.
Vision obscured, but the bullets were on target. For Diego, though, response back up close, and it's all gone wrong.
Lay on the bandage. I mean, to be fair,
In towards the water.
Oh, mate.
This is getting messy.
Squash is looking around the side. There is a team coming through. That is a nice...
In this exact pass for like a good, 5-10 minutes. Effectively uncontested. The nade back.
This is wild. This is wild. And on the left-hand side, will go down. Toshbik needs to be quick on the trigger, though. He wants to get Silas back up. One goes down the back lines. They might just finish this off. Now just Mormon left alive. Toshbik in a 1v1.
Oh, the peek into it. Okay, quick switch to the shotty secondary and able to mop that one up. But that is rough, dude. The fact he's forced it down to the solo, decision to make to go for the pick back up as well, especially with Fireflux further down the hillside. How has he got away with so much mischief? Just 2 of them.
35 seconds. I think he has time to get Sakura back up again, but yeah, messy. Very, very messy. I do think that Arena could just have pushed them slightly earlier there. With nades, take 2 angles. If you're getting shot, just back it up. Falcons, though, fantastic spot. Could have had 4. Alvaro didn't go down. But Alpha 7 do make it to that coastal side, and Tizzy continues to be a problem.
Yeah, the double spray.
What?
He got the backline angle for a double spray onto Alpha 7.
They know he's here.
They were aware from so long ago. Exposed himself to it. This is brutal, bro. Roll up as well. Falcons potentially realizing now's the time to go in. Koa from the sideline spots them. Exchange on points between either team. We say goodbye to Alpha 7. And Falcons looking to put themselves in a good spot.
I was hoping Falcons just take down Tizzy there. Honestly. Fair play to the Falcons. This has been an odd game all round. Let's be honest. I think Falcons could have been quicker over towards that north side. There's a lot of teams on that northwest island that were cut out in that top 8, who were finding the most success there. Nate goes down over towards Ralph.
My.
Literally eats it, chomps down on it. No big deal.
That's nuts. A Maxim-esque nade right on target, but he barely survives with a sliver of HP. Difference is, obviously, when you look at the battle of attrition, right? Falcons the only squad that have 3 players left alive going into this. Want to play off one another. Rotate over from Fireflux as well. The Arena in position to at least get a shot potentially back onto Redox from the side.
Scarface is not... He's a bit of an unknown factor here for these teams because he is incredibly good when it comes to these open sight lines. They also have this ridge to work around. And Fireflux are currently inside the circle. Falcons have to push out into that open ground. E-Arena also need to move, but they're close to the circle, so they can afford to wait slightly. You can see here Koa as well as Ralph edging closer and closer. That's a big Molotov Very, very nicely placed. That's Ralph going down, and Koa has to play in the smokes, but there's Scarface.
Oh, here he comes. Unloads the magazine, gets a clean connection off. Sakura down, sideline back over from Redox. Goes both ways. Wave goodbye to E-Arena. Leaves us in the final fight with just 2 squads, Fireflux and Falcons.
This is fantastic from Koa, man. He has to immediately start moving up. He knows he can't delay. And I think actually Fireflux won't expect him being this close. Like, that was a stellar decision from him.
Catch. Spotted out from Redox in the back line. Prime nade from Koa, chucked back over, calls it quits on the push back up. 2-2 split. A lot of distance to work with here. Uphill battle, just spots out the head, but it's a quick timing on the peak. Scarface, back over, bullets down, heavy tag.
The only thing is that Redox almost scares him off the position that Koa was going for with the nade. This nade's coming in quick though. Koa sends a nade down, does good damage over towards Ketch, and Scarface is yet to toss the nade just yet. Could air burst over towards him. Koa's taking a 1v1, and Ketch will win it out.
Oh, the Tommy Titan unloads the magazine, shuts down the first. Redox with a big task ahead of him. Quick peek up over the rock face, battling back with the DBS, trying to keep them isolated. Give himself 1v1s. He's got the heal in. Quick peek back around, trying to see if he can bait them on the face. If they give him an opportunity, he could snatch it up close, but...
Give him a sight line, give him an opening, giving him an open field, and it's hard to deal with him. For the Falcons, though...
Goodbye, intense game.
8 elims again for E-Arena. Weird moments where E-Arena has these cool plays, but then will completely cool off. The engine will stall, and we see if that happens right here, right now versus Alpha 7s. They make their way up. They hear the fighting. It's a good opening knock, and they're sending more in. What are you doing? Oh, let him crawl in at least.
So grouped, they give that one up basically for free with the shrapnel being thrown over from Alpha 7. Al-Haji even taking pot shots from the side now, got an angle on the top of the ridge. The nade follow-up, that should basically be E-Arena completely blown to bits. I mean, you've got one guy, it's just Joker trying to get away. Everyone else in a horrific position.
It's a good clean-up onto intense game, but if you're E-Arena there, now's not the time to start looting up. It's the time to get going. Right, you got to figure out your next move. Teams are moving in from your south side. You should know that from that compound that was sat on the good smoke train. Eden goes for a blind nade, a guess on it. Just having a look at the smokes. Toshpik goes down, as does Loxy. That's a double knock on the nade. Wild's not there to assist, and this should be a free and easy maneuver coming through. That must have been directly through those slits on the top of the shack there as well. What a nade that comes through there. Oh, yeah, I think you leave him. I think you leave him. I think if you're Wild, you're looking for a survival game. I don't even know why you bothered.
You got to know when to cut your losses on that one.
Yeah. No one to fold him.
Exactly, man. Can't be going for these gambles right now. This is not the time to do it. I mean, at least with the reset, obviously, you've got the 2 players from Alpha 7. They were able to get the pick back up in careers. They can play off one another, but they have to just bail. The position was compromised for so long. Kenotrope inside of the slight hut there. Back towards the hovercraft. Tuck in, see if they could steal that one. Key's still in it. Nade over the top, just into the back line. If that's on target, it could be uncomfortable, and they're pinned in at least. You got the flames in front of them, the nade over the backside. Hora getting hit by Easy as well, makes that look easy.
What days, Kaleo goes down. Just Revo's still up. Nongshin Red Force in the back lines as well, taking shots. Some good nades, some good ordnance coming through from Kenotrope to keep them at bay. In the meantime, Falcons will have to deal with Gamax on this north side eventually. They played a slow game with one of the only teams that had a compound for this long, but they need to step up now. All right, versus Gamax, this is where they need to win this fight. I think it would be a crying shame if they lose this engagement.
It's insane as well that Fireflux have just been able to set themselves up and live their movie. Just sit pretty consistent damage down. Obviously, you had Alpha 7 trapped, so that's just a free elim. They're able to take away that team. And they have been sharing this land for so long. I mean, Gamax have basically been sat here with 2 players for an absolute age.
I get that they were wanting to wait for the pushes to come through, but I do think they could have held off on those nades a little bit. But I think Falcons just wanted to confirm their cause on this north side. It sort of makes sense. They will have to move down now. It really depends on how aware they are of the rest of the circle. What's the scenario? What's the situation? Have they been keeping tabs? This is a long ramp from Koa over towards Power, which I personally think is really dangerous.
Yeah, this is kind of insane. Honestly, this is a Power that look really strong in this match especially. They've been playing some great PUBG Mobile. The fights they've been taking, it's heads up, it's quick decision making, they're relying on one another. Push into this, you better be ready, Blank.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. I will say, though, and what a timing on it. No one goes down, and they can crash. I think they have to crash it. Ralph's going to send in first here. Dropping as much medication as possible. Complete misread on the angle. Has to be happening from Redox. Koa's left behind, and Madcap lives this one out.
Oh, man. Just with the final three. Koa barely crawling into the zone, belly on the ground, looking for the angle towards Kinotrope. Oh, the timing!
So exposed. He can take this shack, though, and play in it, and hope he gets a second. There's a player on his right, though, and he does not know.
Ragnar with the angle, nade over the backside, shots at the feet, so low on HP. One bullet and a dream is all that he'd need. The peek back up. Oh, the knock on the Ragnar fragments Power, but they've still got the manpower advantage on this one, and it's down to Falcons with just Koa. Peek over the top side, spots the head of Easy, shrouded with the smokes, but bullets coming in from 3 separate angles.
This is a nightmare scenario. Just has to guess the angles. We'll just send back. I mean, it's an interesting one, Jackie. But again,
not really worked. Influence Rage are able to fight back and take down one of Power.
Oh, Vahedon's in a bad spot now. There were some shots from the sidelines coming through, but Vahedon's all on his own. Just got the Pumpy up top side. Ooh. And he takes a disgusting tag as he drops.
Yeah, indeed. Mac-10 Madness up close. SMG slaps him upside the head. Ragnar from the top side, though, does start to show what he's made of. Bullets down range. Fragments influence Rage once again. Lil Boy got to make the move. Drop the smoke, see if he can get his teammate up. Nade from Easy. Ooh, only one, though.
We know that he's a bad boy when it comes to it. Let's see if he can hit this one. It will be very influential. Goes through and bounces. Easy. Onto the M60. Ragnar's just sending it, dude.
He's going in. Close on the doorway, ready for it.
He was late to the party. Everyone's already left, but he's determined to keep the music pumping.
He just dives into action. 17 bullets in the clip. SMG. There's the secondary if he needs it. Pull out the UMP. Yeah, you know me. Ragnar about to make some crime scenes on the dive-by. Lil Boy down and out. Not the big man in this situation, but the turnaround from Ragnar. Feel his wrath.
Pulls out the 4-bullet, that's all he needs. Nade goes through, Ragnar dives out the way, but somehow on the stairs still takes the tag. Diego will find one, and we are in a 1v1 between Easy and Diego topside, but in comes another team. It is intense game.
As everyone starts to cheer Ragnar's name. Intense game, drop the shush, the silence over the fight in the compound. Diego tucked in, trying to play on the back foot. Easy. About to be hit with a heavy nade up close and personal, just a desk to provide cover.
Playing it safe, Molotov in. Have to climb this one or just fully take the brunt. Walks out the way, no one's seen him just yet, gets the tag. We'll find the knock, but it's not enough with Silence, who will silence the party here. The boombox thrown out the window. Diego in a tough scenario now for Influence Rage. Power will take the #1 spot, but for how long? Only 1 point ahead of Fire Flux, but they have had a good run today so far.
For Diego, you are sweating bullets right now. Off-angle peek on the side, couple shots connect.
And it will be wild to take the first, and that's the Kino trope of all teams.
Bregman Kari as well, taking hefty blows here. When you're down to 2 players, it's an awkward firefight between them. You're getting crashed on from either side with Kino Trope and AX. Diving into action off the back of the punch. Henry firing out bullets with the Scar, ripping people to pieces. Devotee locking down the wide sight lines up front as well.
2 points accrued. That 0-pointer completely gone. Not the case no more. No way you're Molotov. Cooking silence in the corner. Put on for barbecue. Unnecessary, but tasty. They'll take that point.
Ozzy Sands barbecue opening soon. Pre-order your tickets for the grand launch.
We got turkey on the menu. Kino trope. 2 players up. Falcons off in the distance there. I think for Regnum Karya, if I'm looking at it objectively, I think what happened there is that they've had a couple of games in the past. Ooh, nice nade, Devotee. A couple of games in the past where they've left Rozhok and it's come back to bite them later on. So they tried to take this 2-2 split. When you get this circle shift back this way, there is going to be a lot of teams flowing through this area, right? They want to play the 2 rows. They want to play the warehouses. I think it was a dangerous split, and they had to make a quick decision of whether they want to stay on Rozhok or they want to regroup here. But they didn't have the time to make it happen. OZ sent... Wow, that his head ripped off. But yeah, I like that. They instantly start shooting. Straight after that concludes, stopping teams from wanting to peek in. Or, in fact, even inviting some teams of mafiosos on that angle the entire time. Arthur moves up, somehow finds Marth with that nade. I think he must have just been slightly out of the angle. They behind, and Prestige is sat in an awkward spot, finds the first. Will try and get back through the window. Don't know how he's not down yet. The rest of R8 not in a position to assist as Damar gets the med kit off. But both his teammates are away with it.
Tries to ricochet the nade with the geometry there of the building. Doesn't quite land on target. So they get ample time to deal with the fragmented players from R8. And Damar really just trapped on the push up here.
Curious what this play from Sleepy is. I think he's just trying to identify some a little bit of information. R8 goes down. Again, it's been a rough spree for R8 today. APK. Let's get hit with a nade. That's from Nongshin Red Force, who did work their way up, and they have picked their moment quite nicely, and in comes more and more nades. But it is Horror actually picking up a couple of these shots from a hell of a distance.
Substantially far away, but still making it work. It's interesting as well, Nongshin Red Force, as much as they haven't really been on the forefront of the observing in this game, they're still being able to steal away points a little bit here and there with some of the rotates we've seen. This is one where they line up, top-heavy angle for Doxy, unloads the magazine, detonates his way through. Sigamax trapped in position. Paranoia inside the building, but Tizzy able to compose himself and find that one onto Fajita.
It's quick. Actually, from Nongshin Red Force is very quick. They should rack themselves up to 6 elims on this one. Again, they started off really strong on their day 3. All right, last day of the group stage. And it was the way that Max put it, right? They were slipping.
Yeah.
And it's the best way to put it. They were slipping. Figured out their gameplay. And they're going to bring that into survival stage. So it wasn't like they didn't gain anything from that day 3. Tizzy finding yet another with Volt on a long angle from Mansion.
Baited out for the fight, and it's a sideline shot coming back in from Sky.
He has been influential on the map.
Yeah.
Like some really good shots from the M4.
Sky and No Fear, racking him up and knocking him down. You like the heads-up positioning of the crosshair as well. It's a great lead on into a Hell in a Cell again and again. Two teams have been scrapping throughout the entire tournament, group stage and again here in survival stage. Delayed bout on this one, nades over the top. Aryan trying to keep them pinned in position. Tizzy with the nade back over, Binny relatively low as well. Has to top himself back up.
Nade after nade. That looks like a better air burst in my opinion, but Cyrax does take a lot of damage. Thunder Strike from the air there. In the meantime, Horror moves up over towards Fireflux. They find Solus as a solo in one of the buildings. Unresable right now. It's hard to get yourself across to, and he should just bleed out on this one.
Close quarters, nades. You've got to tuck him with a shotty. Good tag. Sizzy quite low. P90 up close. Henry inside of the smoke with the shotty.
Find it one, another. Auction Red Force. Very much cut down. Domination from Henry's side of the ring. Another good nade coming through from Horror. They are working the angle.
A prime nade from Zizzy. Right on target. Fragments the setup from AX. Henry has to make a hero maneuver on this one. Wraps up close. Molly over the top, smoke up front to provide some sort of cover for his teammate, but Tizzy peeks in from the top, struggling to get the quick reposition off and switch to the right gun for the job. Couldn't handle it. Cyrax in the back line now, spamming through the smoke, but it goes both ways. Not much vision to work off on this.
Oh, hello. This is a cool rotate coming through from Falcons. They wrapped all the way from that north side. They left one player behind. Redox takes out one, and they're looking to clear up Nongshim Red Force on this third party. This is way more aggressive from the Falcons. They start to flap their wings a little bit.
Turning up the tempo, and it's what you want to see. We were saying they've been playing smart, passive games, looking for placements. But mixing in a good score on eliminations as well would be huge for their momentum. The bonnet hits the face of Tizzy, and they look to end the opportunity.
Roll him down on the reverse.
More elims on this. Up close, Raf takes a bit of damage from the peak, but they do handle it. Koa spot to reposition as well. That's the duo that's left alive here. They've had a great day of it so far.
Some good smokes from Falcons, but there is a lot of sightlines to contend with. Koa's up first and will get knocked. Grevo's got 5 nades, so plenty here. Ascend over the top side. I think the Falcons are going to find this tough, honestly. Stop short. That's a good stop as well. They know the smokes haven't dissipated yet, so they can afford to stop short. There is a shot that goes through there as the Arena sees that Alpha 7 is distracted.
Oh, here's the problem though. It's not just nades from Alpha 7. Now they're coming in from Aura as well, down on the roadside. Now Valo is eating a ton of damage. Ralph's forced to push further up to actually get himself into cover to play with. So both barrels being given here.
Alpha 7 losing Revo. Squash just gets back up again. Tony K drops a nade, but it's long. They're in the kitchen and needs to cook this nade to perfection. Ralph finding Revo, steals that one away, but it's Toshpik to take him out. It's all down to Redox. 6 teams, last circle.
Korea firing off the shots in close range. Holds back E-Arena. Only Mormon remains. They split on the push-up, hoping they could get in before the pick-me-up onto Squash. Didn't go that way. Comes back to haunt them.
Valo's still up, actually. Didn't even realize it. And he's going to try and get placement here. There's potential for it as well as everyone starts to get cut out on that northern side. Now Valo walking up. This is a bold maneuver. Surprised he's even getting in here. Finds one off the back of it. Mafioso's down. Mormon's still sending nades in.
Mormon on the slow walk up. Pin pulled for the nade. Bounce round the corner. Squash gets flattened. Mormon makes the play. Potential for the follow-up as well. Close quarters combat. Carrillo trying to hold on for Alpha 7. Able to connect that back. Silence E-Arena, but now Novello knows that he can make his move. Gets up close with the DBS. Oh! Huge kill. That is a beautiful E-Limp to put them back into a position. He can get Squash back up.
Wait a minute. Regnum Kaya still going strong with Loxy. Hitting these shots here. It might not be the end of the world after all. Carrillo has to send a nade over. It's not perfect, but now he's got to make the cross.
Carrillo going for it.
No way, Loxy.
Taking opportunities where they're presented. Regnan Karia being able to play this one picture perfect with the opportunities that have been presented by other teams. Everyone's overlooked them. Sideline from No Fear, living up to his name as he pops up. Silences Loxy. There's the shot back over.
Long, and you do want Loxy as your final player on that team when it comes to those clutch.
The top echelon, no, but Vision, still a team that is struggling. Regnum Karya now in a fight against AXTMG and Silas, a guy who, again, is trying to create history for himself. He's already has a large history of performances and great moments throughout.
Outskirts there, looking to try and keep his team in this fight. Silas has the challenge down the alleyway, but both of them back off the angle.
Here we go, Power pushing up, Petrino cooking a nade. Alhaji wants to take him out before it can get thrown, but now he has to reposition himself. IG running on fumes, and Alhaji looking to put him into the grave earlier than they wanted, and that's exactly what will happen. IG struggles will continue.
Power have been stepping up today
In the area, and they're going full send. AXTMG also off in the line of sight. So this is getting a bit chaotic in the open field, and as they are pretty much dead center of the zone, everybody's going to be collapsing in. And now Jiggle from Ora, Regis, you've got Silas also up there. Vision Bolt is pushing in, trying to take everybody on, and he's going to fall a bit flat.
Vision to a
Against Power, once they rotate in, we'll see what he can do.
has got a forward position to assist with him in Cyrax, but they are very, very split, and in the open fields, it is going to be a difficult crossing. Power moving past Fidan, actually moving close towards that forward position, maybe actually over into Influence Rage. Fidan circling here. Easy's going to roll straight on up. Alhaji sending in a barrel, sent down the lane towards Influence Rage, and Easy goes in first, does manage to get traded off, but they lose one of their players. Now, can they handle Lil Boy on the inside? Alhaji take it down, and Influence Rage maybe trying to stop Power dead in their tracks. Fidan on the outside here with the AUG, hasn't managed to find it, and Lil Boy goes for the res.
Lil Boy's going for the res. Lil Boy now out. He knows he has to leave this. There's too much utility to use. And the juke, the bait and switch to take down the remainder of Power to stay alive. The Falcons are now starting to move in, and I fear this might be the ending of Lil Boy. But the medkit is popped. He's back up, but the nades are rolling in, and Falcons are starting to close the vice grip. But Lil Boy stands on his own 2 feet for a little bit longer to get. Be very, very impressed if Mormon can even pick up one. But with this off angle on R8, I don't know. I'm thinking he can at least start to hurt R8 a little bit, which could open up the door for yangon Galacticos to potentially get a clean win here.
That's what they'll be looking for here. Gamax trying to push in on the southeast side in the meantime as Fireflux try and hold their own. So far, looks to be in the favor of Fireflux, but Regnum Karya are chiming in across the way from the north side. Pulling them now down to 3 confirmed. Gamax playing with just the 1. It may not be enough to take down Fireflux, but damage has been done, and that's going to slow them down. Talking about those holds out to the west side towards yangon Galacticos, it really does entrench them in this position a little bit longer.
Fireflux being alive a little bit longer. Start to push up towards yangon Galacticos. Strax is, well, in the thick of it. Smoke out, nades starting to move in. Falcons keeping the pressure up. Just such important for you to take the third party or go head to head. For Fireflux, they can in fact wrap around the eastern side and maybe take over where the crate is currently at. Or they can decide to push. Right now, they're just kind of just seeing what's out there. But with the hovercraft, I think yangon Galacticos need to take advantage of that. For me, I'm wrapping around. I don't want to full send it. I don't want this third party, but maybe they do.
I mean, it's already smoking. It's really dangerous to be heading on in like that. But yangon Galacticos full crash onto the northern point. And Nongshim Red Force look to hold. A meat grinder found through the window. But yangon Galacticos somehow avoid the spinning blades that Nongshim Red Force will send out towards them. Smile is hunting them down, and that's 3 players already falling. Romeo the only casualty. R8 looking at third party, but not really finding too much. It's over almost before it started. And Fireflux are now in on the east side.
But Doc also hits a great shot onto Solus from Fireflux through the window, and now he can capitalize with the nade. You have, of course, Marth and R8 on the outskirts. Nades galore starting to come through. Doc, they wanted to skirt the edge, but there's just no coverage on the outskirts, right? And unfortunately, a little bit too overexposed, but good on R8 to take advantage of that moment. Now, all eyes on Regnum Karya, who have to push through an open space. Smoke so valuable in the moment. Now, it's just a mad dash forward. The question is, can they even make any headway? R8, yangon Galacticos, Doc from Nongshim Red Force is going to be looking straight at him.
Immediately covering this field in smoke. Stage 8 circle, closes dead center, and that will put us on the north side of this compound. None of these teams currently have position there, so if Regnum Kaya can get up to the wall successfully, they're going to have a great shot here, but they're going for the wraparound. Damar on the wall, looks to try and hold his nerve, but he's already taken down in a second as well. A blast on the sidelines here for R8, and they will be torn apart. Regnum Kaya with a clean roll-up and give themselves a chance for 12 elims and more into this circle. 4 in
And Doc potentially about to square off.
Silas opening the building. I don't think you want to step in there just yet. Doc now getting pressure put on him. Yangon Galacticos know he's there, know that this fight happened earlier, and they will take care of him. So no more annoyances from the side. But Yangon Galacticos have invested time. And the question is, what have Regnum Kaya done with it? They've moved out to the north side, up and to that wall position. The nade over towards Silas drops short from Smile, and everybody's cooking them. How much more have they got left in the back pocket? Loxy with a long lob. Doesn't quite connect. And another one sent over towards Silas. Sees the numbers even. 3 versus 3. And Wild falls next.
All right, Regnum Kaya now with the 3 versus 3, as you said. SayCloud, Smile, nades are cooking. They're throwing, but are they connecting? Well, not just yet.
Oh,
Loxy, though, down. Loxy down. Yangon Galacticos.
A brilliant result for them in the end.
7, they are not. This might be the opening fight Alpha 7 needs to gain some confidence.
It's all on Koa as well. I think it was Narvalo, if I'm not mistaken, who didn't have a weapon in this scenario. Okay, he's managed to find himself something. Revo with the pump action around the corner. A Death Dealer without the armor to assuage any of the damage. Kloa gets caught and immediately flushed as well. Carrillo with the nade and the Winchester in tow. Narvalo with the UMP and the M4, so he's got the ordnance to be able to do it. A sneaky little dash out the sidelines, hops wide, and takes care of one, maybe turning off for a second. The rest of the team are there. Narvalo hits a mad drop shot to keep the Falcons in this one.
And he's going for the third. The third is right in front of him. That squash catches the backpack, but doesn't connect the shots. Narvalo forced to reposition, pulling off a heroic effort. Now you got Redox, who's also pushing in to assist. This would be a tremendous collapse from the Alpha 7 roster, but Squash manages to drop Narvalo, but not in enough time. Redox hits the final shot. Revo will fall, and therefore Alpha 7 will be the first team eliminated.
A massive drop shot coming through from Narvalo. A huge result for them to keep the Falcons in as 3, keep them towards the top spot, and that's how you kick things off with the result of that one. So a brilliant play coming through from them, and they're probably still going to be feeling themselves as they carry on with 3. Arena, though, with a challenge of their own now to deal with. It is Influence Rage, trying to keep things under control, but they've only got 2 players on the side for Influence Rage, and there's a third party off to the north from Vision.
One of our first battles for center zone control. And you mentioned that third party. Well, Power's going to take down Mormon. Diego starts to answer back. A much-needed answer through the window. Snips it out. Arena, we'll see you later. Influence Rage took some damage. They lose 2 players, but good on them for staying up. And, well, you had Power with the third party off in the distance. Vision, as you mentioned, on that hilltop. The good thing is for Influence Rage, they are quite literally dead center, despite them not having
the question is back up, and the question is, what pace the Kinotrope take towards it? Falcons under pressure now. They're 2 players alive, but for how much longer? Narvalo knocked. R8 want to try and circle in. Ralph now the last to stand. 9 rounds in the chamber. None of them are going to connect. A nice little do-si-do sidestep from R8, and that is the Falcons out of the running. They get 4 points on the match.
Try and get this player out of there. The van starts to roll in. Do they hop in for a quick disengagement? They're going to need to. The question is, where do they go? Because Gamix hold the hardcover POIs just in front of them. But if they can somehow distance themselves from Hora, they can live to fight another day. But I got to be honest with you, I don't like where Kinotrope is currently at.
The question is, can Gamex do this hold, right? Can they actually make it work? On the 5 matches they played today, 6 points only. The similar story back in the group stages. This is a team that has really struggled in this tournament. So I do wonder if they're going to be able to execute this hold in the same way that I'd have confidence that other teams could. A brilliant spray from Ozzy-san to find the knock over towards Ora, and once again entrenches them down in this ditch. They're going to have a really tough time. They're going to leave Jiggle, see how far they can go. No Fear on foot has to try and march his way on into this one, but it is just a hail of bullets he's met with.
But do they know where he's currently at. Do they know he's going to be on foot? Osi-san really IG rolls in. Hora might be totally dismantled, and IG does exactly that, and now they can focus their attention on the remaining members who's going to be up top for Kinatrop. Final, big nade, 3 down. Rafa, what are you going to do in this moment? Anything? Can he even get out? I don't think so. The fact that Kinatrop has turned the fight, turned the tides in their favor is tremendous.
17 tons of death crates in the area. Everybody's going down. Kinatrop looking to try and stay alive across the road, but they've still got to go a little bit further. Everybody needs to look both ways on this one, and it is just hell for leather as these bullets storm their way on in. No fear, spraying down, but it is Ora, I think, the only team to act.
Just pushing forward. Power's got the hardcover POI. They've been sitting here for the longest time. They're on 8 eliminations. They're going for double digits, and I see no reason why this game doesn't go to them with the highest scoring elimination lead.
The question is, when do these teams crash around the edge? R8 concluding on the north side with Vision. If Vision can take this one down cleanly, 2 crashes onto Power's position at the same time could be disastrous, but that needs Vision to stay alive. And R8 are really reticent to let that happen. Never Alone steps out, sprayed down, and R8 are chewing through them now. Volt the last to stand for Vision's on the northern edge. Needs to keep himself together. The nade goes up on high towards Prestige, but they split the difference. Will find a knock. No, not quite. And they know it now exactly what tree he's playing behind. It's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time indeed. Volt needs to hit a miracle nade. It's cooking, it's thrown, but it's been dodged. And Volt still in dire straits. Vision, too much tunnel vision onto Power up ahead. They forgot about R8. I still feel once they start to apex that hill, Power is going to take their heads off.
Yeah, it's really nasty stuff here. 3 nades in hand for SayCloud. It looks like they don't have too much more smoke to work with. They're looking out for R8. They've seen Prestige, but the nades from Power are just going to ring on over this ridgeline. That Molotov is beautiful. Might push them into the blue zone, and they'll go down to it. A nice result for Yangon Galacticos either way, getting into a top 4 off the chicken dinner. But Vision, they're still going, like you said. They've managed to find a little bit of recovery, but they are still struggling, it seems, on the northern side with 9 elims.
9 elims, great game nonetheless. You got to give them their flowers where flowers are due. Vision, where do you go from here? You just got to push forward. You got R8 to your right. Now Haji now starting to get active. Getting a forward position onto Team Vision. Marcelo as well. Oh, Haji's down. Did Power just throw this game away?
Oh, I don't know about that one. It is still a lot of pressure onto Vision. They will fall, but now it's a 2 versus 2. Inside the building, Power is going to start to lose pressure very, very quickly. Ragnar needs to find a way out. So does Easy. These walls have now turned into their prison. And the ankle is swept underneath the vehicle there. It's all up to Easy now in a 1 versus 2. All right, look at her turn things around, but the res can come through, and Al-Haji being back on his feet could be crucial.
R8 from Team Falcons, they continue to push forward, they take down Vision, and now they're looking to take the game in sensational fashion. Only 2 more players remain up ahead. Power able to recover just for the meantime. A true 2v2. Easy's moving out, he's taking damage, he's now up close and personal with the team of Power. Prestige though, refusing to back down, hitting the shots needed as Power starts to collapse, and is it R8? Like you said, let's see what happens here as Noxious Red Force very close to him. Regnum Karya also starting to tempt fate. Alpha 7 pushes up. This is a must-win fight. Alpha 7 needs to stay alive. It is critical they break into top 8 by the end of the day, and some great utility has already been thrown. Revo is starting to take over the high ground, pushing where Wild is currently at, just down below. Loxy, a solo at multiple times, who has managed to stand his ground. This time has a full force around him. It's only going to make him a better player. Squash, pre-fires, no connections, and the dance will continue.
Alpha 7 rock up. No casualties on the approach so far. A little bit of damage sent towards Mafioso, towards Revo, but they are now in the straight up 4v4. As Regnum Karya holding the ground. A lot of damage sent over to Mafioso in a 1-for-1 trade on the off angle there. Silas finds a second as well. Looks to put Alpha 7 back down into the dirt. And it's all up to Revo now as they're finding the shots for Regnum Karya. His hold is monumental. Toshpik is traded off, but 1 is not enough. And Alpha 7 end their day in the bottom half of the lobby.
That is so
side here. in 9th place, or are looking to move away from Alpha 7 towards E-Arena. But E-Arena themselves going to be crashing on towards this Regnum Kaya position. We've seen them defend one. Can they do it again?
Karya looking to take down 2 teams in the same game. And E-Arena, though, got to give them faith because they've done such a great job holding hardcover POI, but it's chaos across the board. Loxy bottom right, of course, Joker, who's going to be bottom left, and then the overhead up top is it's just a mad scramble for positioning, and I believe Regnum Karya gives respect to E-Arena. They're dipping.
I think this is sensible. You wait for those pushes, you should control these door frames, and you try and get some value out of it, but you vision just pour over the top.
Yeah, Plur, I mean, maybe, just maybe, he can make something happen. He throws the nade, but it's a bit too short. Plur is going to be the last-ditch effort for Kinnetrop to try and be the hero to shut down Team Vision, but I don't know if he's going to have what it takes in order to do so. But he does get the off angle, but the shots are going to be missed. He's going to be snipped out and taken down, and Team Vision, who was opposite of Kinnetrop for the longest time, now the job just got even more difficult.
It is really, really tough stuff here. 6 teams now remain with 21 players alive. And it looks like Marcelo's going to get a little bit closer now to Regnum Karya. Draw some shots out, get a little bit of info.
Yep.
Wait for E-Arena to try and challenge as well on a third-party off angle, but they aren't spotting it.
Have no choice. Vision, they've got the man advantage, but they've got to break into the cover. It's not going to be easy, but it's their only go at it. They focus on the Loxy first.
Right.
Loxy, though, does a good job taking down a couple. In fact, he's going to get the full finish onto Alone. Marcelo off to the right will also be taken down. Volt, the last chance, the last dance for Team Vision to make anything happen in the final game of day number 1 of the survival stage will end in a wonderful hold. But here comes the third party, E-Arena. They're out for blood, and they want to finish off Regnum Karya.
They've heard this fight popping off. This is the only team that was holding them from moving north, and Regnum Karya's sightlines get pushed off the angles. They don't have time to heal because they've got more players descending upon them. Tony K, nade in hand, Wild desperately popping that first aid. The Molotov on high keeps Loxy back off the window as Tony K plays forwards, and he opens the door, potentially to his demise, but Silas not going to go down just yet. Tony K hopping up, trying to challenge on the high ground, and might be able to do it, but slips low, and in the meantime, E-Arena have lost a player on the off angle. Fireflux are moving in. Influence Rage. Aura as well, trying to find their way through and closer to this fight.
Tremendous fight. A big fight indeed. The question is, who's going to end up ahead? Regnum Karya, E-Arena, Fireflux with catch. Will he have any impact? Well, with the reset, E-Arena, once again, a 4-man unit who can push straight into Regnum Karya. But Silas wants to hold his ground, and he's doing exactly that. With the choke point of the stairway, he knows if anyone pushes up, they're good for dead. Silas needs to hit the shots needed, but no one is going for the challenge just yet. Regnum Karya still has a little bit of distance. The fight will stagnate once again.
Silas, the big dog with 5 elims, sat at the top of the performance charts for Regnum Karya here in their final moments of this hold. Alpha 7 couldn't do it. Vision couldn't do it. E-Arena taking a crack at it. Regnum Karya may be too tall of a mountain to climb here as they keep things on lock and key. These guys are champions in their own right, and that is on full display. Dispatch them from that location. Regnum Karya committing? No, they don't find the res.
Wild, he's got the forward position. He's going to be the closest to Horda, but he doesn't understand what he's getting into. You've got Influence Rage who's been fighting against Horda. Wild's going for the off angle. Sleepy has taken a lot of damage. Sky's going to be coming grenade. Silence is going in. The tip of the spear looking to turn the tides. Regnum Karya is full committed. They know they have to, but Wild, he's the only one who's going to be standing currently. Horda is going for gold, but Influence Rage, I've got to favor them. I think they got this. Horda, they are running on fumes, and Influence Rage is tightening the vice grip.
Law with a nade cooking now. Over the top needs to find the shots, but Lorison goes down to the back line, and no answer is found with a nade. Sky looking to try and take up the mantle of the peak, but again, he is rebuffed. It's all up to Jiggle now for Horda to keep them linchpinned into this match, but Ketch is there. He finds it, and that's Law as well, taking the shots out wide. Nobody's going out of this desert unscathed now, and Law can't find the first, looks for the second challenge, and he just dips behind it. Stays alive for a moment longer, a breath allowed for the time being.
Sleepy's the one to watch out for. Catch as well. Look, Fireflux can still very well win this with a solo, and it could in fact happen. Sleepy's going to take down Law. He's going to be gone. No Fears once again dropped. Diego's going to be pushing up onto Horda. The nade's going to be cooking. Horda's actually out, and now it comes down to a 1v1. It's going to be Catch versus Diego.
catch the madman from Fireflux. They'd be playing on drips and drabs.
The battleground and knowing he had what it takes in order